Greetings once again, my fellow modelers. I'd like to welcome you to another video. In this video, I've shown you something similar before to this. This was the 1/2000 scale. I showed you guys the Britannic, that really tiny model that we did, but there was a lot of detail in it. Well, I actually have another one, and this one is the Olympic. Now, I recently just did the whole history on the Olympic, if you guys want to check that out. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can learn a little more about the ship. And this looks like it was opened with OLY. Same thing that the Britannic model had. And you can see the ship. And hopefully we got the camouflage. That's what I purchased anyway, but it's been a while. I've had this for a while. The Revival of the Titanic, Navy Kit of the World, Volume 3. And this is 1/200 scale from F Toys. So why don't we take it over to the desk and I'll show you what's in the model kit and then we'll put it together. Okay, let me show you guys the box a little bit better in the light. And let's that's everything. And just like with the Britannic, you can see the little brochure. And we have some information. Why don't we go through the parts really quick first? Because I really want to get to this. All right. Love it. Check out the detail in this little kit. I mean, it's not totally accurate. There was some black squares and this wrapped around this way on the actual ship. So there are discrepancies in it, but it's still pretty cool. Of course, this is when she was requisitioned by the British military, and they had painted her camouflage to help hide her from enemy ships. It also has the base that looks like water, kind of like the Britannic. You can see the waves on the surface. So that's nice. And we've got the bottom of the ship. And again, the detail in this is really cool. I'll show you guys the forecastle deck. If the camera focuses. And you can see the forward well deck. Going back to the poop deck. You can see where the docking platform is going to go. You can see the aft well deck. And of course, where all the cranes are going to go. Nice. Then we have, nope, this isn't the boat deck, but this is one of the decks. You can see the promenade on either side. And let's see, this is the top with a boat deck. You can see the compass platform right there. And it looks like, I want to say that that's the forward of the aft grand staircase. I'm not sure right now. Because this could be aft, so that could be the aft grand staircase. And there's not a whole lot of trees. Let's just get everything else out. Let's see. You can see the top of the deck house. I don't know if that could be where the gym is or the smoking room. You can see the grand staircase. That's definitely the forward grand staircase. Interesting note, there is a couple of goodies that they had on Titanic that they didn't have on Olympic. And after Titanic sank, they actually added to the Olympic, such as the Cafe Parisian. You can see the rudder right there. And now we go into the trees, and you can see this is the lifeboats. Now you can see that's going to go all the way forward. They actually put an extra lifeboat on top. And after Titanic sank, the Olympic was brought in, and it kind of had an overhaul, and it was updated. They raised the bulkheads. They put a second skin on the ship, as well as adding things like the Cafe Parisian, and the lifeboats is something that they added. I'm looking at the second tree. Looks like that's the forward mast. And looks like the bridge. And it's already painted. Nice. And you can see the smokestacks. The smokestacks are one piece, by the way. And they're painted in the camouflage. Again, this little thing has a lot of detail. And basically that's it. Those are all the pieces. Okay, so getting back to the instructions, and again we got the parts tree, and we have the actual instructions. So why don't we get started? And what I'm going to do, just like I did for the Britannic, I'm actually going to glue it. That way there we know that everything is going to stay nice and secure. All right, what's the first thing? Let's start with the smokestacks. So let's look for the smokestacks, because I had just seen them. Here they are. All right, and we're going to need the lifeboats next. And I believe the one with the double is going to go forward. Yeah, because those are probably the collapsible lifeboats that they have. Okay, so how's that going to... That's going to go like that. Okay. Alright, the lifeboats are going to go on the next deck. So let's start with the smokestacks. So let's put them... we got to make sure they angle the right way. Alright, so let's start with the back. Just a little bit. Just a tiny drop. I don't know if you guys could hear that click into place. So there's one. That one clicked in place. And the last one that's going to go all the way behind the bridge. That one clicked. So hopefully you guys can see. And I always wanted to, we got to get one of the Titanic models that I have, and I want to actually make it into the Olympic. That would be great. Okay, so these are going to go on to the second deck. And it looks like that would be this one. Because this one is in turn going to go on to the promenade deck. And what we're going to do is we're going to take just a drop of glue, and we're going to actually put for the lifeboats. So it looks like we're going to be putting this on. And what I want to do is I'm going to put a drop of glue in the little openings. And it looks like this one is going to go Alright, so we got the top on, we got the smokestacks on, we got the lifeboats on. Alright, so that's going to go on to the next deck. I think I'm going to put the glue on the bottom instead of the top one. Okay, that's on. What's next? It looks like this has a couple of cranes. So we need to go ahead and get the cranes off now. So there's going to be 2 on the top. Make sure that these don't go taken off. Okay, so for the back, there's 2 little holes. So we're going to put glue. Alright, what else we got? Oh yay, we have 6 more cranes. So, you can kind of see where the cranes are going to go. Let's put the superstructure on. Run some glue down a promenade deck. It's kind of tough to keep it even because it's so small. Alright, let's get the rest of these cranes over with. So we got 6 more. I'm going to put some glue into the crane openings. Looks good to me. Alright, so now we got the masts that need to go in. And we've got, this looks like the aft mast. And we got the foremast. You can tell because it looks like it's got the crow's nest on the front. And we got the glue. And we glue the masts in place. Okay, so what's next? We got the cranes, we got the mast. It looks like we've got the rear docking wheel, and I had just seen that. Where is that? Here it is. See the docking platform. All right, so we have that's in place, and now we can do the all the way at the bow and the flagpole that's going to go in the back. All right. So that looks like we have the bridge, the wheelhouse area. All right, so let's get this off. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see that. I know it's really small. We got the bridge in. Okay, so it looks like what we're going to do now is we're going to put the bottom onto the hull. So let's put the glue into the little channels. Here we are. I thought it didn't matter, but it does matter how it goes on. So that's all set. Push that down a little bit. And you can see where the rudder is going to go in the back. And here's the rudder. Let's get this off nice and gently. You can see how the rudder is going to go on. I'm going to go ahead and glue that into place. Okay, and now it looks like we're ready to put the top of the ship onto the hull. So why don't we go ahead, I'm going to put the little glue in the little reservoirs. And it looks like all that's left is to put the ship on the decks, the superstructure and everything onto the hull. So why don't we yeah. She's looking pretty cute. I think what I want to do is I want to put the Marconi line, kind of like what I did for the Britannic. And that's going to be really easy. I'll show you guys how I do that. You just get a little bit of thread. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop it around. Like that, and I'm going to put some glue. And we're going to bring it around to the back. I'm going to do the same thing for the rear mast. We're going to tie a knot. And we're going to put some more glue. You can see how that's going to look. Maybe we should bring it up just a bit higher in the front if we can. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I don't want to bring it up to where it comes off, so yeah, that's about it. And what I'll do is I'll bring it down into the back, and we can wrap it around the rear docking port or docking wheel. Bring it back up around like that. And I'll finish off with more glue. And we'll let that dry, and then we can cut the piece. And I think we'll do the same thing in the front. And we'll let that dry. I think what I want to do now is we're going to put it on to the platform, the base, just like we did for the Britannic. And let's see, we put her just about like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I'm almost out of glue. Yeah. All right, so hopefully you guys can see. So let's give it a minute to dry. What we'll do is we'll start to put a little bit of markings on the water for the ship passing by. We're not going to put a lot. We're just going to put enough just to say that we can tell that she's going through the water. There. Just enough to say, yep, she's steaming full speed ahead through the ocean. There we are. And in the front, what do you guys think? I know she's tiny. Turn her around. You can see the front. She's coming full speed ahead. Now it looks like those cranes got knocked out of position. We're going to have to fix that. And the cranes in the back. I didn't notice when I had put the superstructure onto the hull that the cranes had come off, but alright, we'll fix that for the thumbnail. See, nice and clear. And again, this model is so tiny. One 2,000 scale, so I'd love for them to do a model of the Olympic. As far as I know, there is no model of the Olympic or the Britannic specifically. You have to alter or modify the Titanic kits. But I love the camouflage. Again, this isn't specific. This isn't exactly the way it looked, but there are, you can tell with the ship, and I have to apologize for the camera going out of focus. This is the RMS Olympic. This is the Navy kit of the world, and this is volume 3. This was the RMS Olympic. This is the one that started it all. It was the Olympic class that started with the Olympic, the Titanic, and finally the Britannic. And the Olympic was the one that lasted the longest. She was launched and went into she was launched in 1910. She went into service in 1911, and in 1935, sadly, she was broken up for scrap. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this quick little build for this tiny little model. And like I said, what I want to do is we're going to alter one of my Titanic models, and we're going to make the Olympic, because I want to do the paint job. I want to do the camouflage, and I'm going to do it by looking at pictures of the actual ship. So my friends, thank you so much for watching, and in the next video, talk to you soon.